So let's pretend you are dating your ex, or that you're at least going out with them. Imagine coming home one day, exhausted from work. You throw yourself on your bed, you pick up your phone, and you call your ex, only to utter something really depressing, like how your boss is a lunatic, making you work these crazy hours for the project that means hardly anything to you, how your coworkers are lazy, and then you start whining how this isn't fair, how life's not fair, how you're not being treated the way you want to be treated, and so on. And just when your ex, let's say, tries to respond, probably about how you shouldn't call them about these things because it's too much drama, you cut them off and you continue with your whole pity party. You continue whining and sobbing there. You start even blaming other people, how you're not a problem, they're the problem. And then you start whining and just playing the victim. You start blaming everyone but yourself for your fuck-ups. You take zero responsibility, zero accountability. Then you start whining how mom and dad never loved you, how it's all their fault that you wound up like this, and you just can't shut up about how hard you have it, right? And how alone and empty and depressed you feel and whatnot. Now, to be fair, this is a very extreme example, but it does get the job done. It perfectly illustrates my point. Being a whiny, moping, cry your heart out downer is an abysmally unattractive attitude. It's a gateway to toxic vulnerability, to treating your ex as your personal therapist. But here's the catch, right? Your ex does not want to be your therapist, even if they are actually a therapist by profession. Nor should they be. So basically what I'm saying is, if you keep being a whiny downer day in and day out, week after week, month after month, and you don't do really anything about your problems, not even take responsibility for them, your ex will start to feel very uncomfortable and unsafe around you. In fact, even just about any new date you meet would start to feel that way if you keep up with this whole victim mentality whiny bullshit. And then they will gradually also start losing respect and trust for you, and then their attraction will just go down the shitter, and as a result, you will not get them back. They will give up on you. So, how do you simply avoid being a downer and making your ex your therapist? Well, for one, getting into actual therapy helps. Investing in yourself and actually resolving your life problems, that also helps. Getting in shape, basically sleeping better, taking care of your mental well-being, resolving your shame and your anxieties. That's what I mean when I say invest in yourself. Also, dating other people helps. It really helps you get your mind off your ex. It helps you see that there are other people out there who are just as intelligent and attractive and healthy and whatever you're looking for in a partner when compared to your ex. But other than that, just don't complain, don't mope, and don't whine while you are interacting with your ex. Just focus on connecting, on having fun, and even hooking up whenever basically you are out and about with your ex. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying don't ever show emotions. No, I'm not at all encouraging that. I'm just saying that there is a very fine line between having a 1-hour monologue about how unfair and crappy your life is and, say, admitting your job sucks when your ex asks about it. Do the latter, avoid the former. Don't do toxic vulnerability, don't overshare, don't just dump your emotions and all your worries on the other person, especially if they didn't really ask about any of whatever you're emotional about. And even when you are vulnerable, right? When you admit, hey, my job sucks, my relationship with my mom right now ain't working. Whenever you do that, in order to just be come across as a more resilient, attractive, and just healthy individual, you can always also add something like, hey, right now my job does suck, but I'm working towards resolving the problems in my current work environment. I'm working towards finding a better job that I can actually be happy at. That's how you want to essentially frame things if you do get into a situation where you are a little bit more vulnerable. You want to frame it through this optimistic, encouraging, empowering lens and really just avoid, being the victim. And of course, once you admit a certain problem in your life and then you actually admit how you're, or not admit, but just share how you're working to resolve it, to fix it, to overcome it, after that, actually do the work on improving and improve your situation. Don't just talk about it, right? You want to become the person who does what they say. You want to be congruent with your words. Your actions want to be aligned with them. So that's kind of the final step in the whole equation. Because ultimately, your ex, hell, just about any romantic interest, they don't want someone who's excessively emotional, who's timid, someone who's too weak to stand up for themselves and go for what they want. Your ex wants someone rather with emotional stability, someone who takes control of their life, who takes responsibility for whatever happens, someone who knows what they want and who isn't afraid to really go after it. And that's the kind of a person you want to aspire to be. So be bold and start working toward becoming that person today. In any case, if you want to go deeper into my process for getting an ex back, go and download my reattraction cheat sheet, link in the description down below this video. And with that being said, thanks for watching and bye bye.